Good morning, makeup lovers. Again, I come to you, no makeup. I'm either brave or very stupid, but I've got a sample from my local Clinique counter this week, and I'm about to try it today, and I thought, you know what, let's do a video on it. It's the Clinique. I've got my iPad in front of me so I can give you some details on it. It's the Clinique Stay Matte Oil Free Makeup. Now, considering I like Clinique so much, I've not tried this foundation. One of my colleagues came into work in the week, and bless her, she's a beautiful girl, but she's not got the greatest of skin. But her skin looked absolutely flawless, and of course my first thing to say to her was, wow, what foundation are you wearing? Your skin looks amazing. And she told me. Of course, I just had to go and get a sample. I can't believe I've not tried it, but I'm going to try it now here with you guys, and we'll see what we think. So I've not actually bought it yet. I've actually got just a little sample that they gave me. So it's this Clinique Stay Matte Oil Free Makeup, and I've got mine in the shade Neutral. I think it's 09. Now, on the Clinique website, it comes in 17 different colours, so I'm sure there's a match for everybody. All it says on the product details is that it absorbs shine, controls oil and resists sweat. Sounds perfect for my skin. Now, obviously I popped a picture in to show you what the actual product looks like if you bought it. And let's go ahead and do this review. Now, I've primed my face with the Nivea Daily Essentials Express Hydration Primer. You would have all seen this in a video that I did on Monday. So let's go ahead and apply this makeup. Now, I'm going to apply it just by dotting over my skin, and then I'll blend it in with my EcoTools blender that you've all seen me using lately. So, got my mirror in front of me. I'm going to try not to look so much in the viewfinder today as I look straight at it. I think it's just to see if I'm in focus, because obviously I'm still new at this, and obviously just to make sure that you're seeing what you should be seeing. So just maybe a little bit there on the T-zone. Now, it's not a full coverage apparently, because I did ask my, let me just pop my hair up. I did ask my lovely lady at Clinique why I've not tried it, and she's like, but you like full coverage. I'm like, well, it's mainly because of the oil, and it's usually full coverage foundations that give you that oil control, and that's why she didn't sort of recommend it. But I'm not really, I like a full coverage, but I'm quite happy with a medium coverage as long as it evens out my skin tone and keeps me oil free. So easy to please, really. So anyway, here we go. So I'm just bouncing my blender into the skin as I do with any other foundation. It seems to be really sinking in, and it seems to have a really, really natural finish, I suppose. You can still, let me just zoom in a little touch. You can still see my skin through it, which I quite like that actually. I'm going to do obviously another coat or another layer just to see how easy you can build up this foundation. Maybe not the whole of my face, but certainly certain areas where I need that little bit of extra coverage or oil control, I suppose. So I think that's blended in the first layer. Now my EcoTools sponge is slightly damp, so it's the way I always use it. And then let's go in and apply a touch more, concentrating on the areas where I tend to get more oily. And we'll see how this foundation can get built up. Okay, again blending in really nice, and it's building up quite well. I don't know whether it's coming across on camera, but it's certainly doing what it's supposed to. And my skin looks fairly matte at the moment, but the test will be how it wears throughout the day. And I will come back and do some check-ins, by the way. I think that's the best thing to do with any sort of foundation review, because, you know, anybody can say, oh yeah, it's applied easily, it's lovely, but I think people want to know how it looks at the end of the day and throughout the day. Okay, I think that's all blended in as best as it's going to be. Now then, let's zoom you in, see what you all think of the close-up. Yeah, as you can see, it's not totally full coverage, but it's definitely evened out my skin tone. It applied lovely, and it feels lovely. It doesn't feel sticky, it doesn't feel cakey. It feels really light on the skin. So I'm going to apply a few products on top just to see how other products blend on top of it and how easily they apply. So my first thing I'm going to do is go in with a concealer. I'm going to use my Tarte Shapetape today. It's probably my favourite concealer at the moment. I just dot that under the eye, go down the nose a bit, a little bit on the forehead, and a little bit there. Now I find this concealer conceals, but it also brightens, and it just gives that lovely airbrush look. Now I'm going to go in today with the small little Eco Tools blender that I had in the set with the big one, and again it dampens slightly, and I'm just going to tap this into the skin. I'm going to use the round part to do my nose area and my forehead and my chin, and then I'll go in with a flat area probably underneath the eyes. Okay, I can't help looking in that viewfinder, I do apologise. Again, because I'm applying makeup and I'm looking in the mirror, I just want to make sure you can all see what I'm doing. Okay, so under the eyes, just blend that in. Well, everything seems to be blending absolutely fine on top of it. No different to any other foundation that I own. Like I said, the telling point with me is if it stays matte all day and it still looks as, you know, nearly as good as the end of the day. Now I always end up tapping this concealer in with my finger, because I just find I like to make sure that it's all blended perfect, especially around the eyes. So I'm just going to pull the skin slightly to make sure there's no creases. Creases today under my eyes are terrible. I think I must be tired. I don't know why. I had quite a good night's sleep, so I have no excuse really, and it's the weekend. I'm going to pop some of this concealer on my eyelids as well as an eyeshadow primer. I forgot to bring a primer in with me to do my, because I will be doing eyeshadow once I've done this video, and I'm just going to tap it in with my finger, and then I've not used it as an eyeshadow primer, so a bit of a test for me. I usually use a specific product for an eyeshadow primer, so Let's see if my eyeshadow stays on as well with it. And again, just make sure it's all blended in as it should be. Okay, see, that's not looking in the new viewfinder, and I find I go totally out of it. So that is the foundation and concealer on my face, and it definitely evened it all out, and I really do like the finish of it so far. So I'm hoping it's all coming across on camera for you. Now, when I try out a new foundation, I like to use as many cream products as I can, just to see how they apply and sit on the skin. So I'm going to go in with my NYX Wonder Stick that you've all seen me using in the past, and I'm just going to do a little bit of contouring. A little bit down the nose, a little bit under the chin area, and around the temple area. I don't contour a lot, but I just find it helps. And maybe I'll go around the jawline just a little bit. So again, I'm going to use this little Eco Tools blender to see if I can blend that in. It is blending in gorgeously. In fact, it's literally disappearing into the skin. I never do the tops of my head, by the way. I don't see the point, because obviously I have a fringe that comes down, and nobody ever sees that, to be honest. So I just never see the point in doing it. Okay, this is blending in really, really well. Depending on the foundation that I use, this contour stick from NYX, I sometimes find can be quite difficult to blend in, but this is blending in lovely. Make sure all the jawline is blended in. I do sometimes forget about that and end up with a stripe. So and that seems to have brought a little bit of light to my face, you could say. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with how that's all blended in. So I'm going to go in with a cream blush. It's the Clinique Chubby Stick Cheek Colour Balm. I love this balm, and it's in the colour A Robust Rhubarb. I like peachy colour blushes. They seem to suit me. Pink suits me as well, but I've just got, there's something about peach colour blushes that just gives me that sort of healthy glow, you could say. So again, I'm going to go in with my blending sponge and blend that out. Again, it is blending out, as you can see, totally effortlessly. Now, looking at this foundation, I'm not sure whether I'm going to need to apply a powder, which, if I'm totally honest, would be a first for me, not to apply a powder with a foundation. I don't think I've ever found any foundation that I don't need to use a powder with. So I'm just going to set, obviously I have to set under my eyes because this concealer will crease. So I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Under Eye setting powder. I just tap a little bit into the lid, and my Real Techniques, what is this one? Setting brush. The actual letters have faded away. This is my favourite brush for setting my under eye. I swirl it in and I just tap under the eye, and I'm going to go over the lid as well, and I just tap that under the eye just to set that concealer in place and hopefully stop any under eye creasing. Again, I'm not going to do my full face. I'll go away and do my eyes and my eyebrows The simple reason is it is a foundation review, and I'm going to go in with a little bit more of this setting powder just to set the areas where I did apply that concealer. I quite like this under eye setting powder. It seems to brighten the eye, and obviously it does set it as well. Okay, so yeah, now do I go in with a powder or not? I don't think I'm going to. I'm going to brave it today and not apply a setting powder on top of this foundation. I am going to apply a little bit more blush. I'm going to go in with the Essence Satin Touch Blush. One of my favourite blushes. Again, you would have seen it in my video on Monday. I put the link for that down below if you've not seen that yet. And I'm just going to tap into it and lightly just go over where I put the Clinique Chubby Stick blush, just to give that a little bit more colour. Okay, so that's the foundation applied, and all of the face products. I will probably just put a pop of highlighter on my cheekbones when I've done my makeup, but I'm really pleased with that. I can't believe that it looks so good without setting powder. So that is a close-up. And you can see exactly how it's sort of sunk into the skin to give that absolutely gorgeous finish. Very, very pleased with it. So I'm going to go away and apply the rest of my makeup, and then I'll come back and we can see what it looks like then, and obviously then I'll do some check-ins. So I'll see you in just a second in YouTube land. So back with all my makeup on. Everything applied really nice over it. Obviously you see me put other products on top. I didn't add any other products. I didn't even add a setting spray. Now the reason I've done this is because I want to see how the foundation performs without any additional products. Obviously I applied a primer. I always apply a primer, and my blush, my bronzer. When I say additional product, I did add a little bit of highlight on the cheekbones and the end of the nose. But apart from that, no other products went on my face. I've done my eyeshadow, I've done my mascara, I've done my brows, and obviously lipstick. That's the only other products I popped on my face. So far, I'm really impressed with it. No powder. I'm quite happy with the finish without a powder. So the telling point now will be how it performs as the day goes on, and as I said, I will be doing my regular check-ins. I'll zoom in just so you can have another look. Okay, so as you can see, it's a nice, not overly matte finish, which I really like. It's an even finish. My skin just looks lovely. It looks quite flawless actually, and it's not a full coverage foundation. So I'm going out with curly hair today. The wind is quite high, so I thought, you know what, I'm not even going to bother straightening my hair today. So I'll check back in a few hours. It is now 8:30. I'm going to go and have a cup of coffee, some breakfast, and then we're going to go and do our grocery shopping. So I'll check in after we've done our grocery shopping, because I need to pop into town as well this afternoon, and I will check in before then. I'll pop in after town, and then I will do another last update just before I take my makeup off, which will probably be about 6-7 o'clock-ish. That's about the time on a weekend that I take my makeup off. To be honest, that's the time I take my makeup off during the week after work. So yeah. And what I will do is I will list all the products that I've used on my face in the description bar down below. So I shall see you all in a little while. Bye for now. Hi all. Just a very quick check-in. We were a bit longer than normal doing our shopping. Went out for a bit of lunch, as you do. So I've come back and I'm about to go into town to pick up some bits and pieces. And I thought, quickly check in, see how the foundation's doing. I'm quite impressed, I must admit. It is, what time is it? It's 1:45 in the afternoon, so it's been on since 8:30 this morning. And I'm still quite matte. I wanted to show you in a different light as well. So I'm in the bedroom, the window's behind me, and basically at my dressing table. And yeah, like a few of my natural oils have actually come through, which doesn't really seem to have made an awful lot of difference to it. But I'm matte, and that's what, 8:30. That's just over 5 hours, 5 hours 15 minutes, and I'm matte. I've not blotted, I've still not used any powder, and quite impressed. It doesn't seem to have broken up on the nose. A little bit has settled in to this wrinkle here that I have under my lip area, and it doesn't seem to have settled anywhere else. Maybe a slight little bit of breakup around the nose, but on the whole, really impressed. It's quite hot out there, it's windy, but it's warm, and it's that sort of humid warm, so quite impressed. So I'm going to go away, go and get what I need in town, and I probably won't check in now until I'm ready to take my makeup off this evening, about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock-ish. I'll try and leave it as long as possible. So I shall see you all in YouTube land in a second. And I'm back. It's 6:25, call it 6:30 in the evening. As you can see, I'm quite shiny, but to be honest, for me, considering I've not blotted or used any powder today, it's really good. Shiny, as you can see, on the forehead, shiny around this area, and around this area, and quite shiny on the cheeks as well. But like I said, you have to bear in mind, I didn't use a powder with this foundation. If I use a powder with it, I would imagine it would be quite good. So that's one to try next time. I'm actually really impressed with it. I'll do a close-up and show you a little bit. Okay, there you go. You can probably see the shine a little bit more. Definitely. So around the nose area, starting to break up a bit. Same on that side, the same on this area. And it's starting to break up a bit on this area where I have a wrinkle here. But it's what, 6:30, so 8:30, I think it was 8:30, 11 hours, no, 10 hours, can't count today. So 10 hours on the skin, and I'm quite impressed, very impressed. I think I'll probably go and purchase this tomorrow. Now, I actually prefer it, I think, now to my Beyond Perfecting foundation. It's keeping me more matte, if you see what I mean, over a day. I might wear it again tomorrow, just to see how it pans out, and I might actually wear it for a full day and work on Monday. It's Saturday today, and if I like it on Monday, I'll probably go and buy it then. But so far so good, and I've got a whole backup of my Beyond Perfecting foundation and concealer. I'm using one at the moment, and I always buy one for a backup. Oops. Anyone know what Clinique's return policy is? Because obviously if this foundation keeps performing the way it has today, I'm probably going to prefer it to my Beyond Perfecting. So I think it could be a case of taking it back and hoping they let me do an exchange for it. I'm well known at Clinique, so customer service, etc. I don't think there'll be a problem. It is unopened, it is in the box, and it is still sealed, so fingers crossed. So I'm going to go and take the day off, so to speak, and chill out for the evening. I hope you've all enjoyed my little review today of the Clinique Stay Matte Oil-Free Makeup. I couldn't remember what it was called, had to look. And I will see you all very soon in my next video. Bye for now.